This is the vacuum cart setup for vacuuming the pool at Stennis. We've got two pool pumps running on 240 volts. They are connected to the yellow cord. This is our on-off switch. So the yellow cord is on an extension. It can roll out and get plugged into our ports. There's one here on the wall. There's also one way over there. There are also 120 volt plug-ins on the wall for the third pump on the vacuum cart, which is removable at this point. Okay, so this one is connected with the red cords, 120 volt. All right, we currently have the third line plugged off, but in the event that we need to run the third one, there's a long enough cord that we can move it into place, plumb it in with a 90 and the union, which is over here on the cart, and then we can just run a straight 2-inch with a 90 down into the water for the third pump on the system. So we need to achieve 108 gallons a minute in order for the system to separate any larger materials in the water. Our discharge port is this valve here. We can simply add some 2-inch plumbing, push it down to 1.5 inches, and come up, over, and then down into a acid drum just right next to it. That piece, since it will be very low pressure, probably doesn't have to be glued in. It could just be dry fit, and it could be movable. So there is some plumbing here on site that we're going to leave. There's some 2-inch 90s, some other things. Vacuum carts. So we've got a double 28-inch wide head. The vacuum hoses, we've got 2 commercial grade vacuum hoses we're going to leave here so that they don't scrunch up like the residential hose. So you should be able to reach 50 feet out. We have a quadruple pole that we've made. I found 2 8-footers, 8x16s in the warehouse, and we've coupled them together with a piece of hardware. Same could be done for this 8x16 foot, but we have 2 36-foot poles on order from Townhurst in Houston. Pool still looks about the same as it did. Not much change. Oh, I forgot this piece. This is the return into the pool from the separator. Okay, so it gets mounted like this, plugs in with the union, and then the 90 will rest on the shelf so as not to disturb the bottom of the pool while vacuuming. This can be disconnected with the union for transportation and then plugged up whenever needed. The cart's relatively simple to move around. On the 240 side, we have a 3-prong connection. Okay, in the event that we don't have enough cord to reach a spot, especially on this side of the pool, since it's probably a 30-foot run to the edge of the pool and then around to the other side, we do have an extra extension cord here, 2 extra extension cords actually, and we can make another 240 volt extension cord with one of those just by adding the 240 volt connections on there, and then we can reach further down the side of the pool. So we're set up here. The filter has been removed. Let's go take a look at that. The flex hose was long enough to reach itself. We didn't have to. When we arrived here today, pump number 2 over here, the contactor was not engaging, and they thought there was some sort of issue with the pump. Turns out the contactor coils are just beginning to fail. So by tapping it with a rubber hammer very gently, the contactor engaged, and now the pump is operating. And then we're walking over to take a look at the filter. getting the filter sent back to Texas City to Rosedale, and that'll be hot shotted back there first thing in the morning. We've got our acid drums here for collecting the wastewater from the centrifugal separator. And in a nutshell, that's it. So the action items for the cleaning crew is going to be to shut the pumps down, flock the pool with the flocking agent, obviously take note of the wind direction and stay upwind, let it sit overnight with the pumps off so the water is stagnant. The flocking agent will drop all of the particles down to the floor of the pool, and then vacuuming can begin. I'm thinking vacuuming for a couple hours in the morning and then a few hours in the evening. Right now the days are getting up to about 100 degrees, so standing out here on the pool deck all day is pretty brutal, but for a few hours in the morning and evening, it's not the worst. I anticipate we'll be able to vacuum the pool in about 2 days worth of about 2-hour sessions each, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. So should be good to go.